How's it going? Welcome back to another morning here on the seas. It is nice seeing the sunshine. Holy crap, dude. It's been raining for days, man. Couldn't see with the fog. It's been a little rough. We're currently sitting almost in the middle of the map. What we're heading to is that right there. Now that's the refueling station that we found, quite a few videos ago. One of the first places that we stopped. But as you can see, we got some oil on the boat. And what I want to do is set up a refinery plus a processing center and everything over there for gas, diesel, oxygen, and methane. Not sure if it's going to work, but we're going to try it, man. I've been wanting to build on that platform for quite a while. I'm not sure why. I kind of like it. It's nice, flat, close to the ground, right? It's not very high on the water, but it's also, almost in the center of the map, right? For the most part, I do not want to build at this place. It's too massive, too much lag going on there. So this, at least right now, is the next best thing. We have to go over here quite a bit because the... Hello? Oil rigs up here, and then Lazarus Complex, right? Plus all the seed vaults, and then we got the Exodus Station. So again, it's kind of in the center, for the most part. Now I went ahead and pumped some oil, got it filled up here. This should last quite a while for making some diesel. At least I hope. What's that place? There's one of the rollers on top we still got to take out. But for the production of that, shouldn't be too hard. I think somebody left a comment and said it's 10 diesel barrels to 1 of the gas barrels for their production ratio. So it's not too bad, really. Now for the oxygen, methane, and stuff like that, we got the reactor. I broke everything down at the Exodus Station. Rewired the whole place. It took forever, man, but it's set up a little bit better for me. And then what we'll do is come by here when we need to, fill up the boat on diesel, set up one of the oxygen tanks, or maybe 2, some of the methane, and take everything to the Exodus Station. Pump it all up there at once, and then that's ready for a couple launches. So it won't be too much of that traveling, but having this here for diesel, it's not too bad. Now, probably in the next video, we'll go ahead and do a boat remodel. I got a lot of changes I want to do, and mainly has to do with the diesel tanks and then the power production. Now, for the oil rig as well as the Exodus Station, all the power production's gone. It's going to be coming directly from the boat. So I got some ideas, man. We'll have about 15 or so of the batteries on here, and I'm hoping it'll work. One thing I am super worried about, though, is the production of carbon dioxide. So we did the first run with the rocket. The electric generator worked fairly well for getting all the carbon dioxide and produced it very fast. We've gone through, I think, about 5 full tanks of diesel on the boat and don't even have 1 full barrel of the carbon dioxide. I'm not sure why it's so slow, but I'm hoping the ratio is kind of high for the conversion. And now once we start doing some stuff with the food, I think that also produces some methane, so kind of see how that works out. So let's get up here. Let's probably start docking on the left. When we go to the Exodus Station, we dock on the left. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Before we dock, let's do stuff on the right for all the hookups. They're currently on the left. Oil rigs on the right. This place will mainly be on the right. Exodus Station's the only one that's on the left, but if we dock on the left, you have to go out and turn around anyways. So we just turn around first, then everything will be on the right side. Let's do that. Make life a little bit easier. We are currently out of diesel, so we definitely need to get production underway. Now, what I want to do is have probably 12 tanks total on the boat for diesel. I'm thinking that might be too much. I have to see how it works out. I'll show you on the map how far I got with our current setup, but that's going to kind of dictate how much we need to set up here for storage, because the goal is to have that always fully produced here, and that way when we stop by, we just hook up cables, wait for the stuff to run, and fill it up. And then for the actual production, it can happen in the background when I'm not recording. It's kind of neat, man. I'm hoping it's going to work out. Dude, it is so slow docking without having the diesel engine running. Easy, easy. I think what we'll do is stop right about here. Drop anchor. Which one do we want? We want this one. Do not fall in between. Holy crap, dude. Want this one up here. Have it pull itself forward some. Let's reset our anchor. I'm super excited for the boat remodel, though. I'm hoping it's going to work out. I got an idea in my head. Doesn't mean that it's always going to work out like that, but kind of hoping that it does. A little bit more. Perfect. That'll work there. Let's unhook the mooring line just for safety. Alright, so before we get started over here, let me show you distance-wise where I got on the 3 tanks. Now we got 3 tanks plus the 1 on board. It was totally full at the oil refinery before I left. So what I did, came from here, down to about there, kind of looped around here. I'm trying to avoid all the places that are unknown, because as soon as you discover it, it shows that you've been there even though we haven't, and I don't want to miss somewhere when we start doing our checking out all these areas. So anyways, came along here, down to the exit station, and made it up to, I think, right about here, and I ran out of diesel. So not too far. I mean, a good distance. As a crow flies, that's about 20 or 15-ish kilometers. And then going the way that we went, it's about 20. So it's not too bad, I don't think. We could either do six tanks. Look at something real quick. Again, this is all for the boat remodel, but it has to do with how much we're going to be producing here. Tanks are going to be going across the front, I think. Or maybe even right here, kind of like a band. So going from here, 1, 2, 3, 6. So either do 4, 5, 6 in the middle. That might work, actually. Let's just try to double it for right now. Let's do 6 tanks. Right there in the center. That'll give us room to set up some of the oxygen and then methane when we need to move stuff. And then for the oil, we can do a band right here. Because again, it's kind of cool in this game. If you got everything like the oil on this side, we were pulling to the right pretty hard the whole time, and then listing that way too. So it does matter where the tanks are for boat stability. So yeah, all the oil tanks could go here in the middle next time. That'll work. Let's plan on 6 for right now. So, over here, I didn't scrap all the tanks. I thought I did. We'll have to have at least 6 of these here now. So what we can do these need to be repaired? Oh, they do. If we repair these, break them down and move them, we should be able to do 6 up here and 6 back there. And then what we might do is just 2 of the gas tanks. Right? Have 1 extra. Do these 2 here. Set up all of our oil right here for storage. And then for the oxygen, the methane, and the reactor, do that over here on the side. Kind of out of the way. Now, one thing with that is we don't have one of these pumps that we can build for the salt water. And then on the same note, you can't store salt water in these. At least when I saw the tooltip, it said fresh water. So when we come here to restock on the diesel and gas, right, hook up our stuff, offloading some oil as well, what we can do is run that into here. It produces the water fairly fast. Now, that thing might run 2 of these at once. We'll try it today. That'll disappear off the boat, but that'll be all the water we need for the reactor to make the methane and oxygen. And then pipe in the carbon dioxide as well. Should work. I kind of like it, man. I hope it does, man. I really hope it does. All right, so anyways. So that's repaired. That one's fine. That one's repaired. So we can break these down, move it forward some. Maybe just move that forward. This right here, that there. I'm thinking for the oil processor, maybe just right here in the middle. I don't know if that's sticking out too far. Might have to be offset some. That way the gas can go that way. The diesel that way. And then from this side too, it'll also pull from the oil tanks. You can always set up the oil on the backside over here too if we need to. I kind of want to keep this open in case I decide to put more of the diesel tanks on the boat. You know what I mean? Then we can just expand how many we have here for storage. You alright? I think we're okay. Alright, so break these down. First things first. Now we got a ton of parts, man. Everything from the exit station is gone, right? I mean, literally everything except for 1 line of power and 1 line for the gases. Now, I heard the gases can run through the same line. So, I'm hoping it works like this to where we run oxygen up first, and then all I have to do up top is switch from the oxygen tank to the methane, and then that should start pumping in from down here, right? Because all the other lines are removed. We'll see. Kind of nervous about that part. Oh, you know what? We could change the orientation, too, to this way. If we do one here, it's kind of a waste of room, you know? We do it like this. One there. You can still only do 2 here. But that leaves room here to run some of the cables. Right? Actually, you know what we need to do? Pick these up. Spin it around. That way, we can have 2 here back to back. For the connectors, you know? Easy to, daisy chain. Easy, easy. Don't be weird. So 2 there. A little bit of space for some cables. Oh, that's offset, right? Why is that offset? It doesn't like building right here. Interesting. Maybe along here like I first wanted to. Let's do that. It's going to take me a second. Let me get these kind of lined up and figure out how I want them, and I'll show you the final location for them. Alright, so I think we got all the parts. I had to just grab all of these, man. We got so many parts, and I don't want to make more. They were just kind of too far away for the autocomplete function. We good? There we go. Last one is making. So, ended up with 10. We got 5 on each side. So we'll do 10 on the boat as well. And it kind of works out. Like I said, someone left a comment and said for the oil barrels, it's a 10-to-1 ratio. So 10 of these to 1 of the gas. So we'll still have 2 of those just to have a backup one, but that should work here. Now for this, let's grab some cables. Move these over just a little bit. It's nighttime too. Need to get some better lights over here as well. I tell you what, let's do that while it's nighttime. Just for being able to see better. Let's start this going though. It takes a while to build it. 1 distillation tower should be enough, I think. Try to set it right at the edge of this if we can. So right there. Should work. It's in line 2. Absolutely. Alright, cool. So that's done. What do we need for some lights? So we have these and these. That's a 360. That might work. Let's build one and kind of see how the lighting is with it. So we're going to have power over here anyways. Where is the power hookups there? So we do 1 light. Give it a second. We'll hook up our internal battery to see how it is. Maybe just 1 here, 1 over there. We could do it here on the side, facing in. We'll see. Might not be needed, really. I mean, that is kind of nice for some extra light, you know? What if we take this and put it over here? I kind of like that, man. Then you have these, and then those for the corners for some extra lights. Now, these will be piped in permanently. We'll have a very small power supply over here as well, just with probably some solar and a couple batteries. We won't need too much. Most of the power for this is going to run from the boat itself. So I'm not too worried about that draining down the normal batteries. It's a huge difference. Okay, so instead of doing all the lights now, we'll do that here in a minute. We need some cables. So we'll need some of these. Some of these. We will need some of these eventually, but not at the moment. So for this, that is the diesel out. So where's that at? 2 off of the barrel. Over 1 more. Stab it! That's why we need the lights. That right there. All right, cool. So that works. Now, for these, I'm doing them different, all right? I don't want them to... Do we want them to equalize? I was thinking no, so I could always see how much is in there. But if we're producing 10 for the boat, I mean, it'll be full anyways, right? So it doesn't really matter too much. Now, for the oil, I won't have it equalize. I'll have it run in on one side and then come out on the other. That way I can say, okay, I got 1 or 2 full barrels and the rest are empty. I'm not doing math when I look at stuff, okay? It's not going to happen. So that in here. These like this. Try to keep these out of the way if possible. I don't like how these are going to cross, but not too much we can actually do about that, you know? Perfect. So that'll run into this one. And then into the barrels. So that'll be for the input and the output. Now for the output, what we'll do is go straight across here. I'll tell you what, let's just do it and not talk about it. Do not throw it into the water. Holy crap. I don't know if it floats or sinks, but I do not. Please, I don't want to find out. All right, stop, man. Look. You can throw the lighter ones a lot further than the heavy ones. I mean, it makes sense, right? Stop it. The one time I don't have the good light on me, you actually need it. Alright, so what we'll do here is do this one. And that'll run over here for us to fill up the boat with. Now what I'm planning on, unfortunately doing, is most of the... Stab it! The gas that we'll need for the flamethrower, that'll be made on the boat itself. Mainly because of the ratio, right? We'll fill it up from here, but on the boat we'll have all this stuff from these guys. And that'll put a use for that, right? So not too worried about piping all that in too much. And we might not need that every single time we come here. We'll see. Alright, and that'll be for the boat. So that part is done. Can I push you over? I can. Let me pick these guys up and move them by hand. Did this to yourself. You could have lived. Tell you what, let's do this. Oh yeah, I'll put up a different storage box in here too. For right now. For all of our stuff. That'll all be redone here soon. Those aren't going to be in there, neither are these. That's going to be our equipment room, I think. I'm finding myself a lot off camera, running down here all the way back to get our rifles and stuff for shooting the sharks, shooting the fish, things like that. Where is the good light? Now that it's daytime. I'll tell you what. Yep. Appreciate your donations. I do like coming here for that too. Turning off all the lights because it's so low to the ground, all the fish kind of just jump up here easily. And then I used to hook up a battery right here, or that battery, to the rifle and charge it and just farm all the fish here at night for the stuff. I mean, it works out very nice. With the lights, it's even better, man. We good? All right. All right. Back to business. So, that's done. For these, again, we'll have 2. Let's do some repairs. Break them down and then turn them sideways against the back wall. And we'll try to figure out what to do with the oil barrels. Now, for that, very, very expensive. They're not going to be there permanently. We'll break them down when they're not being used, but the ones over here will be permanent, so we'll have some extra parts here for a few minutes at least. So, change of plan. I think what we might do is put the gas barrels over here. Even if we put them on the side over here, they'll be in the same pipeline as this. And then for that, all we have to do is double down on the connectors right here. Have a second one. Now, will that... Ooh, will that flow properly? I don't know if this is like some of the production games, or two of the same thing on one belt, if you will, right? Conveyor belt, if it'll do the sushi, where it puts one then the other, one then the other. I don't know if that's a thing. If this works, great. If not, we'll have to change it around. Let's do some science before we get too far. Let's do our barrels here. Make sure they're in line. That's overlapping. That is. That's kind of weird. What you gets? Sunburn. Happens, man. It happens. There we go. Absolutely not. Okay, that's in line. So that's good there. So all we do is extend this down one. Want it to be out just a little bit further. Guys, man, guys, look, dude. So much noise. It turns out now a lot of those guys will turn into this as well. You'll get more from it, but it sucks you got to stop to scrap it. Not sure why they changed that, but is what it is. Alright, so that's done there. Let's do some science before we get too far. Will this stretch all the way across from here for some power? Absolutely, and then... Where's the oil? Oh, that charges on the back side. Okay, this will work for right now. Okay, so that is hooked up. Let's turn that off. Flip the switch. So obviously that will work, right? Kind of see the different colors going through. Because otherwise that would be shutting off. I think, right? If you only do one product, it pours out on the ground. That is fantastic, dude. That's kind of cool, man. I like it. It's the same thing with the oxygen or methane. If you pull the cable off, it'll start spitting out the gases, you know? Okay, so that'll work like I was hoping to. Nice, man, nice. All right, turn this back off. Turn it off, turn it off. One thing I don't like is this. Give me a way to collect it, man. Right? Make life easier. So, while we're right here, dealing with this, let's run these somewhat proper. So for that, we need power. We're going to do it on the wall going across, I think. It should be able to just run up and over. Shouldn't matter too much. Let's do electric on the bottom. Electric on the bottom. I think should work. Up high enough to be able to reach it. Don't hit the button. Swear every single time, man. Every single time, dude. And we should be able to do this one right above it. Let's keep it the same. Both on the side. It's right in front of the switch, but it's fine. Electric will go to right here. Down to the ground. Oh, it's going to be right where this is. Let's go down a little bit further. that in line? Put that away, Junior. I think it is. Nope. Nope. Absolutely not. Stop it. I need a lay down button. You know what I mean? So it can lay on the ground. It can do it, I know. We'll just do it on the side, man. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my mind trying to do this. So that'll be for power. Coming from the boat to run that. Now, the main reason I'm not doing a huge substation here for power is I'm trying to keep most of the extra parts and stuff on the boat, right? We're always floating around. With this setup here, we've got... how many batteries? 3 batteries plus the internal. I mean, other than running the equipment right then. And it's always full of 4 of these. So, we're going to be putting about 15 or so batteries on here. Maybe 1 or 2 more of the wind turbines. We'll do some of the normal flat panels. Wish there were bigger flat panels for the solar. But we'll do all those up here too. And there should be enough production riding around to keep those fully charged, you know. And that'll be good for doing the rocket, because you only need 10 of the batteries to fully charge that. So 15 is more than enough. And that's enough to run this to make our diesel while we're here. I think so, at least. I think so. I thought about doing some solar and stuff on the roof there, which we could do. But again, then you got all that extra solar panels up there, using all your parts and having to constantly repair those instead of just repairing all the ones on the boat. Again, we'll see. We'll see. All right, so that's all over there. This is all done. I don't know if we can go under the ladder, but this will be our tanks over here. So right now we've got 12, I think. 11 from the oil rig, and then this is one that's on the Exodus station. So maybe what we'll do is 15 tanks total. So that way we don't have to wait till it's fully empty. I can go up there and get a load whenever and bring them back. Again, I know all this is probably overkill, but I like it, man. So we'll do the same thing, lining them here. Alright, so we got 14 tanks. Again, there's something over here, right about here, where you can't build. It's kind of weird. Not sure what's underneath here. Is there a secret under here that we don't know about? You know what? I bet there is. This was before our time of checking for secrets, right? Ah, right there. Interesting. Wonder what's inside. Not much. Okay. A little bit of stuff. Let's go ahead and grab it, though. And we got some memories. That's the main thing that we need. But yeah, not sure what's on the ground there, but we got 14 tanks. I mean, that should be more than enough. The reason to have so many is not doing a lot of trips to the oil rig. Now, it takes quite a while for that to pump into the barrels, so the more you have on the boat, the longer it takes. But it's a very, very long drive up there, you know? It's a main structure there. What is that? Lights in the distance. That's kind of weird. Just saying. Alright, let's run some pipes to the oil. Get that piping over. Start the production on that while we're here, and then we'll work on oxygen and methane. Plenty of room over here for that. Especially all the tanks over there. Alright, so that's done. So 4 here. 4 here. 1 on each side. 2 on the back sides. Now, I was gonna not let these equalize, but we might, man. We might. I'm not too sure. Leave it on equalize for the moment. Right here. Just do that. So that way it runs, right, from all these, runs down into here, around the backside, to this one, then it loops over to this one, starts the whole process backwards, so that'll work. Alright, cool. So that's hooked up. Let's go ahead and that's set for that. This one will be for oil. Make a path here. This one doesn't have to be too straight. It can just run from here to there. Doesn't really matter. And then all these need to be on that way. Alright. If that's set up proper, we should have oil over here running through all these. Let's do some science. Check and see. That's plugged into here. Stop it. Stop it. There we go. Oil is filling there. Nice, man. Nice. Alright, so next step is to connect it over here. So one on the ground right there. Do the same thing here. Just one in front of the steps. That way we can trip over it. Nope. Stop. Stop. Dude, I hate this light, man. So bad. It's kind of needed, though, for the fish. It's super over bright, though. Look at us. Didn't even push the button, man. Can't reach it. There we go. Have to fix it, dude. Have to fix it, man. Needs to go up just a little bit more. One more flip point. I think it's right there, right? Yeah, just below it. Junior, stop with the... Yep, now I need the other light. What? Alright. So we're good there. Does it burn? Does the light sting? In the water you go. Not on my boat, man. Not on my boat. Right on the oil tanks. Okay, so anyways, we should be kind of set. Double check again. Power. Perfect. Okay, we'll let that run. It's going to drain down our ship battery, but it'll run for a few minutes, get some diesel going, help empty the oil tanks. We got 15 there, and then we got 12 here, so we got enough there for all of it. Can we drain you as well? There you go. Drain out. No, stop. Will that only run one at a time? That's kind of interesting. Kind of weird at the same time. Okay, so, anyways, that's our production for the oil and diesel and stuff. I like it. So, next order of business. What we need to do is figure out where we want to have the oxygen tanks. Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. Stop it. What you get? I'm thinking the tank's over here. Now, we'll probably use 4 oxygen for the methane. Probably not as much methane. Maybe just 3. See what we have for building. Yeah, they're kind of large, man. If we do them along this... I wanted to run the cables right here for that. Gonna be honest, the boat, well, boat doesn't need to be spun around. All this junk here is in the way. Let's do this. So 4 of those. A little bit too close. That'd be room to do all the wiring. So it'll come into here, jump across, go to that one, jump across, and then pipe it out. That'll be the output. What are we missing? Storage and filtering. Let's do 2, 4, 6. Let's do 8 of the filters. And a couple more of the storage. So what are we missing for the methane? Storage cylinder. Storage cylinder. We need 2 more. So 4 of those. I think 3 of these should be fine. Depends on the ratio. 3 of those. What are we waiting for? Stop it, man. Stop it! There we go. So for this, and that, once these are gone, what we'll do is set up all of the methane on the backside here, and then not have to pipe it into internal storage, right? Should make life a little bit easier. This one should be empty. Absolutely. I'll remove all this. We might build another one and transfer this water over before we destroy it. Right? Kind of makes sense. Stop it. Yeah, let's get it off the boat. I was going to say we should just keep it here and pipe in the filtered water, but it'd be nice to have this space for other things, right? I mean, we could do 4 of the tanks right here. We don't need that many. And just run this right here, right? It is kind of set up nice if you think about it. Let's do that. Let's keep this on the boat. So that's salt water. And that'll be the fresh that will run to shore. Okay. Let's get that done. I think we've got all the parts down here for the methane tanks. Did they... Oh, we were making them in our inventory. That's right. Storage cylinder. Did I not build? Storage cylinder. Junior, I've got it. Oh, 2 for each one. What about now? We good? Absolutely. Okay, so that's done. This is done. So we need to go from here across. Here across. Here across. And then output right there. That will go to the boat here in a second. And then for these, just daisy chain together, and then last one here, we'll set up for the output as well, going to the boat. Oh, I need the cables. Let's grab some, get it all piped in. We're not too far from being done with this. Fortunately, unfortunately. Alright, so this over here. Again, let me change the colors on these, you know? Stop it. and that'll come from the reactor. Same with this. Reactor will plug in right there. That should be good. Reactor might just go right here. I think it might work. It's all the ports are on this side too. That kind of works, man. Put it close to the building, then out of the way. So we're missing... We should have an alloy frame in here somewhere. I don't want to build more of the stuff that we already have. A lot of these parts are going to be for the wind turbines and then some of the battery storage. Go ahead and just make all the stuff that we need. It'll be fine. Okay, so that's done. We got enough for 2 of the water tanks. So water storage will go, I think, here, and then methane up there. Or carbon dioxide up there, I think, maybe? We want this spun around the other way, kind of, right? Now for this, we need 2 sets of these. Need to grab some iron. How's our plastic? We got 8. We got a ton of plastic. All this is going fairly well. We're about a third on all the tanks. I like it. I like it. How is our oil production going? Or the storage? That's all full. Back to over here. Okay. So the tank should be empty, right? Absolutely. Okay. So all these can be scrapped. Oh, wait. See, all the cables are weird, man. These were hooked up properly because I'm going to fill them from 1 all the way down. And already found one in here that was messed up. I hope they fix whatever's going on with the cables, dude. I mean, this game is kind of based around cable stuff, right? Take each one of these. I don't want to lose some oil, man. So just 4 more, and this should be all done. There we go. Kind of overloaded. Let's fill up these crates. And then I think all we need is some iron, right? For doing some more of the connectors. I mean, we got plenty of plastic. Definitely not a hard thing to come by these days. Alright, so. Grab some iron. Build, I think, 3 or 4 of the... Oh, we're out of power. We're out of power. We're out of power. 3 or 4 of the tanks over here. For the carbon dioxide. And that should be about it. That's good for the gas production right now. Until we get some more power going. Turn this off too. Alright, let's take half a stack. Again, plastic. Yeah. I'm not sure what to do with all the plastic, man. We need a use for it, right? How much is this? That's 138. From half of our production. It's nuts, dude. It's crazy, man. It's a lot. Alright, so that's done there. We got a few water. Let's grab a few more. It's a stack of 100. Got some of those, Let's grab the rest of these. That should be enough for the cables. Oh, we need some more gas ones, too. No, we got some. 83. Dude, the boat's going nuts, man. I heard a lot of people say they build over at the starting area, right, in that warehouse, which makes sense. A lot of dock storage there and stuff. And you already got power production on the roof, but it's calm. There's none of the boat shifting. Plus, you can close the doors to at night and not have to worry about the fish, but, again, so it's kind of more central, and for some reason, it just seems like a fuel dock. I mean, that's what it is, but it seems like somewhere that should be producing your fuel and stuff. So that's for the water. Let's take and... Will this stretch? It will. Almost. There we go. Empty this one out and not waste the water. Then we'll hook that one up. Just when we're here at dock, let it fill the other one, and I'm thinking 2 of those should be enough. We will run this here today and see how much of the water we use plus the carbon dioxide. That's the next step. Let's start building the tanks for those. That's all piped. We'll do this one here in a second. Let's get the final tank set up. Oh, these are only 1 input too. It's kind of weird. Why is there not 2 on these? It's going to be a lot of connectors to hook these up properly, you know? So if we do 3, that might be enough. Can't build there because of the light. We can build on the roof, though. Which side is the actual connector? Right there. It's weird, I know, but it works. So what we'll do is gas input. That'll run to that one. It'll run across to this one. And across to that one. Wanted to hook it up on the top, man. The flames are going to melt that hose. I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. Okay, not the button I was wanting to hit, but that works. I'm feeling claustrophobic. Okay. Not that one. Are we good? We all right? That's going to be for power. So for these, oxygen, oxygen, and that's sorted. Put it right here, just keep it on the ground. Now for that one, we'll bring it down to here. And this will somehow go across to the boat, which is going to be back here anyway, so it kind of works to have it on the backside. That works, man. If this all looks kind of complicated, it is. Probably, again, more so than it needs to be, but should be fine. Alright, so, carbon dioxide. Be on the back side of the boat. Plugs in right here. That will fill the tanks up there. That will fill this. Water. That comes in here. That's not even set even. Fill that one up. We'll move this one back some. Water will come in here. Might just do the same thing. Set up the connector right here. And that'll get made on the boat while we're here filling up. That'll run up to here. Let's take this off. Almost done. Move you back one little bit. Is that in line? It is. Looks kind of weird. Thank goodness there's no collision on the cables for us, because holy crap, dude. Getting around would be a pain. So I still don't want you to do that way. Keep this one full so I can see how much we got, you know? Alright, so that's all set up and piped in. Power will be super simple. That's going to be coming off of... Do we want to do our own power station in here? I mean, we could. The reason I'm wanting to do it all on a boat is two different reasons. One, resources, right? Speaking of resources. So for having power plants at all the places, it's all repairs. A lot of parts for these are very expensive. And then they don't produce when you're not here. So if we got the power plant on the boats, it's always charged up, you know? Then we just hook up the shore power. Normally hook up the shore power to pull power from the shore for your boats. We're doing the opposite here. We're just not set up for that at the moment. I think it'll be fine, man. Let's pipe it in like we were going to. So, for power to come from here over to here, that's running to the boat there. We could just do the same thing. Set up a connector going from here, and then have power out here as well. So power, carbon dioxide, and then water. Yeah, it's the easiest bet. Because don't forget, on the back side of the boat here, have a connector right over there. This thing's kind of in the way, which sucks, but... Actually, if we do this... We can put this one in the middle. Run it back here. Want to run it on the front side? Probably, right? That. I hate that. Shouldn't be a thing, man. If I'm building a connector, don't let it automatically snap to a pipe cable. Let's build one more. Just to keep stuff on the ground, you know? Alright, so... Gotta fix it. That's a problem with not having a snap is... I mean, it doesn't snap. Is what it is, man. That should be good there. Alright, power there. Power here. All three to the boat. Nice sunrise. I like it. Alright, so that's set. Methane is all we're missing. And that's going to be free floating over to here. There we go. Full production set up, right? Are we missing anything? We got oil. That's all working with the gas. This is all set up. We'll do a test run here in a second. Again, I want to see how much one tank will actually produce. Is it full? It is. So all we need over here is some power, I think, right? This will get ran to the boat. We'll move all these first. And then just set up two more connectors. One here and one there. And that'll run to the storage tanks up there. Okay. Are we empty? Absolutely. These will all get moved down as well. Let's just do that kind of now. So for this, do we need two of the gas? We do. I want oil going off while gas is coming on. We could do it all through one, but let's just do two. Then we've got shore power. Have that one. We got two of the gases. We want these all at the same place. Does it really matter? That's the two gas lines. This we probably don't need anymore either. That was for the solar and stuff. And then get rid of these. And the boat is kind of cleaned up. Now for the gas tank, that's getting moved. So all these will be gone too. And I'm not sure where to put this. We are going to need it. But I'm thinking these might go back here. I want to have two of those on the boat at all times. And we might set it up right here. One on one side, one on the other. We can hang them as well. But I do like having that back window open. So maybe just two of those up here. And then for the machine, you set it right here. So it's all kind of connected. And then every time we come back to the boat, right, we're always having to empty our inventory, fill up on power, and then gas. It's back here instead of all the way up there. I like it, man. I like it. All right. How is our power situation? We're good. Let's get these out of the way. Easy. The thing that sucks is these, if you throw it, it'll actually take up all of these hoses, right? So there is collision for that. I have learned that the hard way over time. All right, so those are there. Let's do two more here. And that's all three of these. Oxygen. Methane. I like it. I like it. All right. Let's do a test run. So, we need power going from here up to there. So maybe change around this one to the side. Have this one free. That one goes in there. We're going to need some of the methane. This will get changed around, but for the moment, run back there. That should run. Oh, actually, you know what? That'll fill up the tanks, too. Kind of works. I want this only going that direction. Not equalizing. Well, need to do it back here, right? Okay, cool. Let's do a test run on this. We gotta wait. I need to see exactly how much we have for the methane. So what we want to do is not equalize here. It'll pull from these two and always keep that one full. Okay, give it a minute, man. I'm gonna clean up the dock here some while we're waiting. All these are kind of half full. Maybe two total. That kind of works, man. Even with this flowing in, not equalizing, it's still equalizing the tanks between all three of these. Not sure why. Right? You would figure these two would be equalized. And this one would be full, right? With the way that it's setting. But it's not. 2200, 2200, or 2100, and 21. Okay. Kind of weird. So roughly we got 6,300, right? On that. That's full. Let's do a test run. Please work. Absolutely. How fast does that go down? Oh my gosh, that uses a ton of the CO2. They need to really bump up the CO2 production on the boat and then bump down the generator. Electric one. Now, the electric one kind of produces too much, in my opinion. But if they swap these two, they still need to bring down the generator. What would then be this? Still need to bring it down some. For how much it actually makes. So that's all working. Methane's going up fairly fast. And these are always going to be that way. Same thing. I don't want them to equalize. I want them to be this one full. So I know exactly how much I have. Same with all of these. Going that way. So this one should always be full. And those should always be empty. I mean, unless we have overproduction, right? That should equalize down once it catches up. Alright. So that works. So all we have to do, right? We pull in here. We got oil tanks. They'll already be hooked up. plug them into here, run into there. That'll fill up the tanks. While that's going, hook up our power to here. That'll run all this stuff. And then hook that up to here, which will go to our diesel tank, which we need to set up to right here. And that'll fill this up. Now we can also use this to fill up our tanks on the back, which will just run as we need them. I'm not going to have permanent cables along here. We'll just string one out if we put the gas tanks back here. And then that'll fill those. On this side, if we're taking on the oxygen and methane, we'll already have the tanks built here when we need them. Hook them up here, hook it up there, and that'll start offloading that onto the boat. Back here, all we got to do, if we're making some more of the stuff, is hook up this to our water cable, right? Hook up our power, and then hook up that to offload our carbon dioxide. That'll take off the boat what we don't want, put on the boat what we do want, and all the restocking done at one time. I like it, dude. It's not too bad, man. Not too bad. One thing I'm worried about is all the plastic, though. There's going to be a point where we just need to dump it. Now, will that stuff actually despawn over time? Right? If it's left out? Because some places I went back to, I found some of those still sitting on the ground. Right? Some of these parts. So if anything, if we take a storage, do some science real quick before we go. So we have one of these. Is it like one of the tanks? If we pick it up with stuff in it, it will delete it? Let's empty our inventory. So no plastic in our inventory. It doesn't delete it. What are we supposed to do with all the plastic, man? I don't want to just drop it, because if it doesn't despawn, eventually that will start cluttering up the world, and you'll start having lag. All up top there, it's going to be storage for nothing but plastic. They got to either, one, reduce how much we get of this, two, put a use in the game for a massive amount of plastic, or three, give us a trash can, right? Something that you put items in, and then it totally deletes it off of the game. I mean, either of those would work, really. I'd prefer to have a use for it, but that produces a ton of plastic, man. Holy crap, dude. I like it, though. I like a little home at the fuel dock. Ah, dude, well, not too bad of a day, man. It's a mess of cables and stuff. It looks kind of cluttered. I mean, that's because it is, right? But everything is hooked up properly. It's all running, and it works so far. I'll do a little bit of research, too, with how much of the water and stuff we use, say with the methane, and then try to work out the ratio when it's done running. And we'll talk about it at the start of the next video. And we're going to be here at the next video. Want to do the work on the boat, try to get stuff changed around with our power supplies, get a lot more diesel tanks set up, and then move the production for the gas from the front to the back. Kind of see where we're at in life there. Offload a little bit of the resources as well. However, we are going to go ahead and leave this one here. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.